Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Angel and Eric.
Birdie.
Hello.
Today we are back discussing The Young and the Restless Teens, affectionately known to us as the Glow by Jabot Teens. Part 2.
Part two?
So I will roll the credits and we'll get right into it. Okay, so Billy's still grounded for the whole summer.
Well, lightly grounded.
Is it lightly though? Because
No,
he's
it's not
on
lightly it's not lightly if you break your grounding.
right.
He
I
was
mean, like,
wasn't he at the cafe?
yeah, but he wasn't supposed to be.
He was supposed to be there.
Bill like caught him and was like, "What the fuck?" Well, she didn't say that.
Yes, that's the energy she gave off.
Like if it was on HBO, she would have been like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because he even was like, "I gotta get out of here before my mom catches me," and she caught him. But so something significant that happened that I always wondered about. Nick and Sharon bought the coffee shop,
I knew that was gonna happen.
and like it's weird because when I would dip in back in the day, I always assumed they always owned it. So I wasn't sure like when that happened.
I didn't remember when they bought it either. I had no idea. Just didn't remember.
Flash forward 25 years later, Sharon's still working at the coffee shop.
Yeah, even though she's isn't she a therapist now?
Is she? Do they still talk about that?
No, because when Ashley was going through her issues, her DID, they brought her in, and Ashley made fun of the fact that she is pouring coffee and being a therapist.
Hey, nothing wrong with having two jobs.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
well, it was one of Ashley's
this is where it started, and she's still there, like 25 years later.
Yeah,
and she has a business too. I forgot about the business.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Tara Lipinski. I guess either we missed those episodes, like they're just missing, or she pops up again at some point.
Yeah, she might be done. It was just a stint, I think.
Yeah. So Billy gets caught at the coffee shop and Jill drags him home, and they have like this scene like took a turn really quick. It became very emotional, like tears, like it went from you broke your grounding to like you don't even want me around here. I'm leaving. I'm going back to New York to live with Dad. And I was like, wow, this got really deep. Like Emmy-worthy performances from David Tom.
Yeah. Billy's a little stinker.
He is.
But I don't blame him. I mean, Jill, was an asshole. So
I mean, I never paid too close attention to teenage Billy because I've said this before. I was all about JT and Colleen, but I didn't know he was like this. Like to me, Mac and Billy were like Belle and Sean. They were like the goody goodies, like never got into trouble, and like so seeing this, what?
It takes them a bit to. It takes a bit for him to get that way. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then he refers right back to it when not David Tom, Billy Miller is Billy.
Yeah, right. With the gambling and everything.
Yeah.
We saw Thad Luckenbill as JT.
Yeah.
The real JT.
Number 2. JT number 2. He's not the real one.
I guess he's number 2, yes, but this is the one that the fans remember.
Not my favorite hair on him. I like the spiky
early
2000s hair.
Fun fact, he has the same birthday as me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he is a twin.
Oh, I was going to say, another fun fact, he has a twin.
Yeah. I think his dad's somebody, like in Hollywood, too. I think, I forget if he's an actor or director. He's something, though.
Oh.
Look him up. Forget.
Every blonde I see, I'm like, is this Britney before Britney? Just like I thought Tara Lipinski was Britney. I'm waiting for her to show up.
Where's Britney?
And the first Rihanna, I don't know if she shows up in 1999 or early 2000.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when everybody comes along either.
Yeah, no, I think I remember that the first Britney was later on Sunset Beach. Not when you're watching right now, but I think she plays Meg's sister, little sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The one that went to Spider Games?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She was on there for like a hot second.
Oh, I like that. Now I'll know who to look for.
Yeah,
right. So one thing I do kind of like, it's an interesting dynamic. So Billy's like wants to go back to New York. He keeps referring to where they are as the stick. I do like the friendship between him and Raul. They say, I feel like they're saying they're closer than they're actually showing, but also we might be missing a few things. Like he's like, I never would have got through the summer without you. I'm like, but you guys only meet up at the coffee shop. Like you don't do anything.
And you went to Wisconsin and got into an accident.
Right.
I love Raul. Which I did clock that there was not one Dave Matthews song in this series of events that we've seen.
Was there
like they should have. Well, no, but they went to the Dave Matthews Band concert,
Yeah.
so I would assume that remember we were talking about it might have been like a contract, but I guess not because there's none of their music in it.
Right.
It's all a bunch of random music.
Right.
Good catch.
Yeah.
We saw a little Cassie when Sharon was showing her that they bought the place.
I was like, oh yeah, Cassie's still alive.
Right. I think I had like a quick short circuit moment where I was like, oh, Mariah, and I'm like, wait, nope, That's Cassie.
Mariah didn't exist.
No. Nope.
And she was so sweet. She just wanted a quarter to play the jukebox.
Yeah.
So Sharon is like picking Raul's brain for like what's gonna bring in the crowds and keep the kids hanging out here. And I was very interested to hear what Raul was gonna say for kids in 1999, but we never actually got him to say anything.
He's like, well, I use the computer to make websites.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was like, but I'm just saving up to get my own, so once that happens, I won't be here. No, he was like, that started and then I liked it, so I ended up just coming because I liked it here. He kind of, but when she asked to pick his brain, his eyebrow kind of went up like Christian Alfonso.
Yeah, right.
I forgot that like Raul and Mac were kind of a thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering when that turns because I'm like, they're so cute, and it's a shame that it turns.
Were they also a thing later? Like, did they get back together?
I think they might have when it was a different Mac.
Yeah, because I feel like it doesn't feel unfamiliar, the coupling, but I didn't know like it started out like this.
Yeah.
Catherine, I guess, is on the search for Brock, but she, who did she hire? She hired Paul. But she doesn't want anybody to know, especially Mac, because if she can't find him, she doesn't want to disappoint her.
Yeah.
And Jill.
What's her name? The one that's with Malcolm that also works at the
Callie.
Hallie?
Callie, yeah.
Callie with a C.
Okay, Callie. So she showed up asking for her job back.
Yeah.
Because apparently she no showed, no called.
It happened.
Yeah. I guess she was a big player, huh? I don't know this character at all.
Yeah, like I said last time, I'm guessing this is the recast because Michelle Thomas originally played her for, I don't even know how long. She played her in '98, but it wasn't for that long because she had cancer, and then she later died from cancer.
Oh, right.
It was like not too long after. Year.
Yeah, not too long after she left the role. That was like maybe one of her last roles. So I'm wondering if like they were supposed to be doing more with Callie, and then they recasted her, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, because this Callie doesn't hang around too long. I want to say she's probably on another year, or maybe a little less than that.
Yeah, she's only in these scenes because she kind of like overlaps with like Mac and stuff in the coffee shop, so that's why we're kind of seeing little bits of her. But every once in a while she mentions Malcolm. I'm like, I'm almost like, are you good enough for Malcolm? Like, I feel like he wouldn't date you.
Dude,
I feel like Michelle Thomas's Callie would have been fire with him. I need to see those clips.
And it's not even like about her looks. It's just like, I don't know, her acting. I'm just like, I don't feel like you're on the same level as
Yeah, and then the actress is familiar to me. I feel like I've seen her in stuff too,
like sitcoms or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does look familiar.
Sienna
Yeah, she is
Gomez,
in
I think her
stuff.
name is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
She is in stuff.
So either they never showed JT number one's party that they talked about in previous scenes, or it just never happened.
Yeah.
So now they want to have a Labor Day party because summer is coming to an end. And JT thinks that they should have it at Billy's, but at first he's like, no. But after he fights with Jill and she leaves town, so he's going back to New York. We actually did see Jill and John have a phone call while he was in Australia.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice? I guess these are French episodes that Australia was spelled in a French way.
Oh wow!
It was spelled like
I
Australia.
didn't.
It was spelled like LIE.
I didn't know that.
And in the beginning, it would say like Francais, Anglais, like
Francais, Anglais.
And the opening credits, they would change the Y and R to like
F&A.
F&A.
I think it was a flex. I love that. I love that. We'll see the close up. It's just like Bold and Beautiful was called Beautiful in Italy.
Did they have different opening credits?
They changed the opening credits. Yeah, it's just called Beautiful. Like, oh man, I love seeing international recuts of like the openings.
Before the party, I did like that Catherine was saying like, don't tell Jill because Jill might like be a jerk to you type thing. But she has Birdie living there too. So I'm like, why didn't she just be like, Birdie, can you help my niece or granddaughter out, while I take care of business?
Right.
I didn't realize Birdie was living there till the party.
Also before
she took her in.
Before the party, Billy. So Billy's thinks he's leaving the next day, and he's by the pool, and Matt comes home, and she's like, "Oh, so you're leaving in the morning?" He's like, "Yep. In 24 hours, I'll be out of here." I'm like, "Okay, it's nighttime. 24 hours would be daytime again, not in the morning."
Right.
So that was irritating me. I couldn't move past it.
Now we're through.
We're through.
But and then the next morning, he's hanging out by the pool again, and Raul, I think, came to say goodbye. And I like this dynamic because I like that Billy and Mac act like they don't like each other, but at the same time, they're kind of like, "Oh, I'll miss you," in a way. They're not flat out saying, "I'll miss you." They're just like, good luck with everything. Like, it's gonna be a bummer not having you around. Like, just say you'll miss each other. But I like that dynamic. They're like push and pull. Oop, I just hit my laptop. Got excited.
But also, Mac did tell Raoul though. She's like, basically, like she couldn't wait for him to go away. In the one scene.
Yeah, because this is like her potential love interest, and she can't admit that she likes him because they're like, what, 15? You don't do that.
Right.
No, you don't.
I don't. I think at this point, I don't think she likes him, but I could be wrong.
They both have these like small little lingering moments. Very, very small. It's not like days where they stare for 5 minutes.
That's right.
They kind of just like have like a split moment, and then they like shake themselves out of it.
Right.
So I guess Jill is going to New York to convince John to let Billy stay in GC.
For her own selfish reasons, of course.
Right.
Yeah, I was about to ask why. But you answered my question perfectly.
Because she wants to make like good with him. She's like, she doesn't like how things are going. He's treating her shitty, and she wants it to be good, and she's like determined like to make it work. But by thinking she's forcing him to stay there, is not a good idea. But still, and that's what she does. That's why he's an asshole. A little.
So, in soap opera time, what probably happened was earlier in the year he was still a little kid, and then he went to New York to live with John. But because of soap opera time and he came back as a teenager, we're supposed to believe that he's been gone for years. John, and that John's been raising him.
Right. And I mean, John's always been like this more stable one, which never made sense how he got together with Jill because Jill has never been stable from what I've seen.
Yeah, I guess that happened in the 80s with the original
Mhm.
Jill.
Yeah, it did.
Because I was watching 1990 before Sheila came on a little bit. And Jill like got it in her head that she was just gonna remarry John, so she started like hanging around him again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was Jess Walton, and I'm like, I'm like, again, I'm like, how far back does this go?
Right.
Because like, as far as I knew, she was all in the Chancellor storyline. When did she get to the Abbott?
They haven't had another Jill before Jess Walton. I forget her name now, but
So
Deborah
another.
Deborah Adair played her for like a year, I think.
Yeah, it was Deborah
Maybe it
Dare,
was her.
Ron Gideon. I feel like there was somebody else too.
Yeah, because I remember seeing somebody in the 80s, I want to say 85, 86 episodes that I saw.
There were also a few Patties, weren't there? Patty Williams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was Andrea Evans.
Andrea Evans, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Did what's her name? Robin Madsen, did she ever play Patty?
No.
No? Oh. I just assume she plays every crazy person in daytime.
I feel like Robin Madsen is Young and the Restless the only one she hasn't done? I think that might be the only
I think that
soap that
might be
Robin
it.
Madsen was
Yeah,
in.
I don't think she's done Young and the Restless.
She's done Bowls, she's done Days, she's done All My Children, she did
Bold.
DH. Yeah.
Sugar.
She was
Sugar.
She was
Oh, she was
yeah,
Sugar.
she was Sugar. Mhm. She was
I can
the
see
Sugar.
that.
Who I didn't actually see her in that role, so I can't wait to get to them and God knows when.
So good.
But back to the teens. So yeah, Billy decides he's gonna have a pool party, Labor Day party at the mansion. And JT invites everybody that's at the coffee shop to come, but then also basically everybody in town, all the teens in town end up showing up.
Yep.
They're drinking by the pool, and then Birdie kind of pops her head in and is just like clocking what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Not
on
saying
it.
anything, and Billy's like, shit. And he's basically just like, mind your business. You don't own this house. Don't say anything.
I think he started worrying about it before Birdie. Like I think it was getting a little out of hand for him. There was too many people, and he was like, it was a good idea at first, and now he's like, oh shit. And then he saw Birdie too, and he's like, oh damn, I'm really gonna get it now.
Oh, earlier before the party really like started, people had showed up, but I think he kind of shushed them to the pool. Esther came down.
Yeah.
Cases, and it was like a hit and miss situation. She heard the party, but she assumed Jill was like throwing him a party, a going away party or whatever. She said she was going to pick up her daughter and then like spend like a few weeks with her. And I'm like, oh, Chloe.
Valentine, Catherine Valentine. That's her real name.
What did they call her? Did they give her like a nickname? Like when she first showed up and she was Chloe, before we found out who she really was, did they give her like a nickname, or was it Catherine?
You mean when Elizabeth Hendrickson first played Chloe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think she was just Chloe.
Okay, there wasn't like
just Chloe, and then like there was like a big reveal, like Esther and Chloe me and said Kate or Catherine or whatever.
Kate, maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
I think it might be Kate because Catherine Abbott, who is Victoria's daughter, is Katie, I believe.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Gotcha.
I missed some of the Chloe years when she first came on. I don't remember them. I don't know if I fast forwarded them or.
I haven't seen them, but from everything I've heard, she was basically Chelsea. Like Chelsea and her are the theme, but for some reason Chelsea took center stage and Chloe's a talk to now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which sucks because they're both equally talented and
they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Maggie, and I'm like, no, that was her All My Children character.
What about Frankie? Just kidding.
Frankie, yeah, the original.
Yeah.
So the party's going on. It starts to get out of hand. Who called Mac Was it Billy? Somebody called Mac at the coffee shop and was like, "You need to get over here. Like things are getting out of hand."
No, Birdie. I
Oh,
think Birdie
did.
did.
Birdie did.
I was trying to remember who it was.
I'm like, who would have been?
I did it, of course.
I did it.
How did I forget? It was 1999, right? So long ago.
At this point, JT and some random blonde who at one point I thought was Brittany have broken into the liquor cabinet. And all I was thinking was like, Catherine's an alcoholic. Why does she have a liquor cabinet?
That's what I'm thinking
right.
But also,
that's the
she's not
same.
the only one that lives there. Jill also owns half the house, so maybe that's why.
That's the same with Dallas. Like Sue Ellen's an alcoholic, but yet they keep that liquor out in that study. So I'm like, whatever, or family room, whatever it is.
But I feel like back then they never like addressed issues like that. They just kind of swept it under the rug. So they're just like,
good luck.
Yeah, to them, I feel like to them they were just like, don't drink, and that's it. That's the solution. No,
no. Because any alcoholic would be right up in that shit, just drinking it on the floor.
Refilling the vodka bottles with water.
Oh, nobody's home. Here's my chance.
So Mac and Raul show up, and they start kicking everybody out. The place is trash. There were cups in places. Teenagers are so messy.
They are.
Like a chandelier with like cup hanging off of it. I'm like, why? Why do that?
How did you? Oh wait, they probably threw it up there.
I would have liked a little bit more drama. I would like a floating kid in the pool or something. Like
face down.
I would have like like face down. Like, oh my god, they were drinking, and like it could have became like a really good stuff, but it was kind of just like, oh, they got rowdy, they made a mess, kick them out. Like, I don't know.
That sounds like an idea that he would have had, that William J. Bell would have had, and then the network was like, nope. Like, but it could be like Sunset Boulevard.
Right.
But unfortunately, the cops are coming. They hear the sirens, and they can't get everybody out fast enough. They see that it's trashed, and they basically want to start arresting all the kids because they're underage drinking. And
whatever kids they can catch.
Max says that the owner of the house isn't there. She's like out of town. And he was like, well, then technically it's her because she's the owner. It's by law, it's like she served them.
Yep.
Which I was very impressed because this is like a real law, at least here. Like if somebody leaves your house drunk driving, you're responsible because they left your house. So I was like, oh, look at them putting real world laws into the show.
Yeah, it's a law in Pennsylvania because it actually, okay, how much should I say about this? I'll say it. It actually happened with my friend group in high school. Like, like that really did happen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I wasn't invited to the party, of course, because we were having an argument because we were teenagers and we always had arguments. So.
Oh, you lucked out then.
I lucked out, yeah.
I had a Wildcats party after one of the plays, and it got a little crazy. We did have the cops show up, but nobody got arrested, and my stepmother was home, so she would have been full-blown responsible.
Oh wow!
I just went to Denny's.
We got lucky, but we had different nights. We had like a night for like Denny's or something, and then we'd have a night of that, and then like we'd have another night of whatever. It's weird. Ritual.
Wild.
Yeah. It lasted maybe an hour. It was really funny.
So then I guess Max says that she's not the only owner of the house. But then, surprise, surprise, Jill comes home. And she's like, what the hell is going on? And she's like looking at Mac like this is her fault. Like, does Mac look like somebody that would do this?
Of course. To Jill, because
I was like, if Jill tries to play this off as like her darling Billy would never do something like this, I'm gonna be pissed next time we watch it. And I also kept thinking this is the last time she ever cared about Billy, because once Kane shows up, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Funny.
She's very helicopter mom. Like when she like decides she cares, she really cares.
Yeah, right.
She's
Hence
like,
why Billy and her don't get along. I mean, I feel like they just made progress in their relationship like 5 years ago or something. Like it took a long time.
Yeah, because Kane's gone.
Through Zoom.
Through Zoom. Yeah.
Where they couldn't hug it out.
Yeah. He always had issues.
But yes, that's pretty much how it ended. Jill came home and saw the mansion trashed, and she's like, what the hell is going on here? And she's like looking at Mac like, bitch, what'd you do? And Mac's looking at her like, bitch, fight me if you want. But did I miss anything that you guys wanted to mention? Monty.
No. Special
Monty,
guest cat.
did we miss anything?
Trying to get my water. No, I think we got everything.
All right. Well,
what was that? What month was that? Was that a month?
Well, this was a Labor Day party, so I think we definitely finished August. Maybe we just started September of '99.
Okay. Just curious where we were.
But if you're watching this, you probably noticed at the bottom of the screen that we have our Venmo posted. So if you're feeling inclined to donate whatever you can, $1, $5, $100, that would really help us out with production and subscriptions and all the behind the scenes stuff that costs a little bit of cash. So you can find us on Venmo at Queers and Soaps. And as always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.